It was a pitch-dark night, and the swirling mist added to the eeriness of the atmosphere. The only sound that was audible was that of the rustling leaves and the occasional hoot of an owl. Treading through the dense forest was a lone traveler who was making his way towards his destination. His heart raced as he navigated through the treacherous terrain, anxious about the possibility of stumbling upon something terrifying in the dark. The traveler was a brave man, but deep inside, he knew that he was not fully prepared for any unforeseen event. Suddenly, he heard a rustling sound from the nearby bushes, and his instincts told him to turn back. However, he couldn't shake off his determination to reach his destination. He continued walking, trying to ignore his fear, and after a few minutes he reached a small town. As he walked through the narrow streets, he felt a strange energy in the atmosphere, as if something strange had happened there. The traveler walked towards an old hotel, which was rumored to be haunted. He was in two minds about spending the night there, but he was too exhausted to look for another accommodation at that hour. As he entered the hotel, he couldn't shake off the eerie feeling that he was being watched. The receptionist, an old lady with a stern expression, handed him the key to his room without saying a word. The traveler climbed up the creaky stairs to his room, trying to ignore the strange noises that echoed through the corridor. As he entered the room, he was hit by an overpowering smell of mustiness, which made him gag. He switched on the light, but it flickered on and off, illuminating the room in intermittent intervals. The traveler decided to make himself comfortable and sat on the bed, but as soon as he did so, he heard a low growl emanating from the dark corners of the room. His heart raced, and he regretted his decision to stay in the hotel. Suddenly, the growl turned into a loud roar, and a shadowy figure materialized in front of him, its eyes glowing in the dark. The traveler felt a shiver run down his spine as he realized that the rumors about the haunted hotel were true. He wanted to run, but his feet wouldn't move. He knew he had to face his worst fears if he wanted to survive the night. He closed his eyes, took a deep breath, and prepared to confront the entity that stood before him. With a surge of courage, the traveler stood up from the bed and faced the shadowy figure that loomed in front of him. The being was unlike anything the traveler had ever encountered, tall and imposing, with sharp claws and glinting teeth. It seemed to move closer, and the traveler braced himself for an attack, but instead the creature simply stood there, its eyes gleaming in the darkness. For a few moments there was silence in the room, and the traveler felt his heart racing with fear. But gradually he felt a sense of calm wash over him, and he realized that the creature was not there to harm him. Instead, it seemed to be communicating with him in a language he could not understand, a sound that was both soothing and otherworldly. The traveler felt his fear dissipate, replaced by a sense of awe and wonder. He realized that he had stumbled upon a force that was beyond human comprehension, and he felt blessed to be in its presence. The creature seemed to acknowledge his thoughts and stepped back, disappearing into the shadows. The traveler was left alone in the room, but he no longer felt afraid. He knew that he had faced his fears and come out unscathed, and he felt a sense of pride in himself. As dawn broke, the traveler left the haunted hotel, feeling wiser and more enlightened than ever before. He realized that life was full of unexpected twists and turns, and sometimes it was necessary to confront the unknown to truly understand the world around us. From that day on, he was no longer afraid of the dark, knowing that he had within him the courage to face whatever lay ahead. Thank you for listening to today's story. If you liked this story and would like to hear more, and/or you would have liked the story to turn out differently, or maybe have an idea for a spin-off to this story or another one altogether, just let us know in the comments below. There will be more stories to come shortly. As always, thank you for visiting my channel. You are all very appreciated.